Travel along, Catholic pilgrims, for 1 year as we read through St. Faustina's diary. Join me, Amy Thomas, each day for a short reading out of the diary which brought us a deeper understanding of Christ's divine mercy. Welcome, Catholic pilgrims, to day 268 of our readings from St. Faustina's diary. So it's another milestone day. They just keep coming faster and faster. Today we will end Notebook 4, and tomorrow we will move into Notebook 5. Notebook 4 is the shortest one of all the notebooks, and so we've really gone through it really fast, it seems. I can't believe we're already done with it. Today's readings are going to be very short, and so that'll probably be a nice break for you all after some of my longer monologues that I've been having. But we will be reading today from Notebook 4, numbers 1318 through 1321. October 10th, 1937. O my Jesus, in thanksgiving for your many graces, I offer you my body and soul, intellect and will, and all the sentiments of my heart. Through the vows I have given myself entirely to you. I have then nothing more that I can offer you. Jesus said to me, My daughter, you have not offered me that which is really yours. I probed deeply into myself and found that I loved God with all the faculties of my soul, and unable to see what it was that I had not yet given to the Lord, I asked, Jesus, tell me what it is, and I will give it to you at once with a generous heart. Jesus said to me with kindness, Daughter, give me your misery, because it is your exclusive property. At that moment, a ray of light illumined my soul, and I saw the whole abyss of my misery. In that same moment, I nestled close to the most sacred heart of Jesus with so much trust that even if I had the sins of all the damned weighing on my conscience, I would not have doubted God's mercy, but with a heart crushed to dust, I would have thrown myself into the abyss of your mercy. I believe, O Jesus, that you would not reject me, but would absolve me through the hand of your representative. You expired, Jesus, but the source of life gushed forth for souls, and the ocean of mercy opened up for the whole world. O font of life, unfathomable divine mercy, envelop the whole world and empty yourself out upon us. At 3 o'clock, implore my mercy, especially for sinners, and if only for a brief moment, immerse yourself in my passion, particularly in my abandonment at the moment of agony. This is the hour of great mercy for the whole world. I will allow you to enter into my mortal sorrow. In this hour, I will refuse nothing to the soul that makes a request of me in virtue of my passion. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Hail, most merciful heart of Jesus, living fountain of all graces, our soul's shelter, our only refuge. In you I have the light of hope. Hail, most compassionate heart of my God, unfathomable living font of love, from which gushes life for sinful man, and the spring of all sweetness. Hail, open wound of the most sacred heart, from which the rays of mercy issued forth, and from which it was given us to draw life with the vessel of trust alone. Hail, God's goodness, incomprehensible, never to be measured or fathomed, full of love and mercy, though always holy, yet, like a good mother, ever bent over us. Hail, throne of mercy, Lamb of God, who gave your life in sacrifice for me, before whom my soul humbles itself daily, living in faith profound. End of Notebook 4. I understand today's reading so very well. When I was finally making my way back to God, remember I didn't stop believing in him. I just didn't want anything to do with him after the terrible abuse I went through with two of my boyfriends, one in particular. And I had so much pain and so much hurt, and I was just miserable. I really was. There was a time my freshman year of college when I was really lost, and I remember feeling just awful, and I went out into the hallway of my dorm, and I just sank to the floor. And my arms kind of flopped to my side, and I just felt miserable. And I didn't know what to do. I just didn't know how to deal with all the pain that was going on inside of me. And I sat there for a good long while, and I'm pretty sure lots of girls walked past and looked at me and wondered. Sadly, nobody said anything or reached out, but I don't even hardly remember anybody walking by. I was just so lost in my thoughts and in my pain. And so when I finally did make my way back to God, this was the hardest thing for me. When I went to confession for the first time, because I converted to the Catholic Church and I did my first confession, I had to bring all that misery to Christ. And it was hard. It was weird. I didn't quite know how to trust him with it, if that makes sense. I didn't know if anything positive could come out of just releasing it. I'd held on to it for so long, and the anger was what kept me kind of going, I guess, in a weird way. Not in a healthy way, that's for sure. But, when I did that first confession, and I literally offered all the misery to God. And that's what Christ says today. He said, "Daughter, give me your misery because it is your exclusive property." I did that day. And I literally handed it over, and I was like, "Here, I don't know how to deal with this anymore. Help me." Now, at that exact moment, I didn't foresee what was going to happen, but I did feel way, way better. Oh my gosh. Such a relief. That confession was such a relief. And I felt like thousands of times lighter, just releasing that. And it wasn't until a little while later that I started to see how God was going to turn that misery into something good. And it happened pretty quickly, actually. And I saw that God had taken that misery and used it as my testimony and, and my life's work as far as, what I do in a professional type of way, working in the sexual violence field, helping those who have been there before, educating people who don't know a lot about sexual violence and speaking out about it, working with police departments, working with hospitals. God turned all that misery into something that totally transformed my life. And I think I've mentioned this before. I look back on the person I once was when I was carrying around all that misery as compared to the person I am today, and it really is like two different people. I can't explain it. It's hard to even fathom that I was once such a angry, bitter, hate-filled person, just miserable. I mean, I wore a fake face, and I wore it well. Most people didn't really know, but inside it was just utter turmoil. But once I released it and gave it over to God, it really did illumine my soul. And that's what Sister Faustina says. At that moment, a ray of light illumined my soul, and I saw the whole abyss of my misery. And in a way, I guess I did. I saw the whole abyss of my misery. And I also could see how God turned it into good. And that was the answer. I could not have done it without Christ. Just could not have done it. And I could not have seen it without his graces. And so I just encourage you here at the end of Notebook 4, and if you have any misery, if you do, just hand it over. Just give it to God and say, make something good out of this. I cannot do it without your help. And he will. He really will. I mean, when I tell people that I am a victim of sexual violence, most people doubt me because I don't act like one. It still hurts my heart. It still upsets me. I still have my moments where it's difficult. I still have things that trigger me somewhat. But for the most part, it does not rule my life. And if you meet me in person, I'm a pretty happy, joyful person. And that's why a lot of people don't believe me, because they don't know and understand what made the transformation. And it was Christ. And so just give over that misery and watch him work, and he will do miracles. He really will. That is all for today, Catholic Pilgrims. I will see you back here for the start of Notebook 5. And until then, live the faith boldly and travel well.